with obesity for most of her life. She's released over 135 pounds. That's right, I said 135 pounds. And that is me that you're looking at. Over the past several years, naturally, that means no drugs, no medications, no surgeries, none of the diet stuff, not eating all the diet foods out there, all the fat-free, sugar-free, all that stuff. She's done it naturally, every bit, 100%, all her. And which is an astounding feat now, because we have all these things out there, and she did it by herself. Well, not completely by herself. She had a nice team of people around her. She had a nice group of people to help support her as well. A few more things about her. She used to battle asthma. She was pre-diabetic. She had physical pain and embarrassment of being overweight, because she lost one of me, which that's quite a bit. But the big thing is she began to make healthier choices in nutrition and exercise. And the big thing is she changed her mindset, because we all live up here. We move this thing around, but we're all up here, and that was the big thing for her. She changed her mindset, and she really took charge of her life by getting her weight under control. And as you're going to hear from her, the radiant healthy way, because that's what she does. She helps people become radiantly healthy. With that, we're going to get over to Adele, and I want to introduce everybody to Adele. So, Adele, tell you what, why don't you tell us about your company, about the Skinny on the Skinny, and tell us what that is, and what you're doing with it.
Thank you, Clint. I wanted to share today, the Skinny on the Skinny is my company that I formed to be able to help other people realize they did not have to have surgery, take drugs, or eat anything diet, or ever diet again. All of this, my whole concept actually of releasing 135 pounds was that I did this naturally. I changed my mindset. And mindset's such an important thing in our lives. If we just realize we have it all within us, we can take care of it and do it on our own without the other support, the unnatural support that I think is out there. I actually became a health coach several years ago. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm an author. I have a little book, The Skinny Diary, Your Path to Radiant Health.
And everybody should get one of those. I'm going to tell you right now, when you get this and you read it, this whole Skinny Diary, I love this Skinny Diary. Everything that you got in here, just the beginning portion of it, all the way to the end, the actual diary aspect of it is great for for writing everything down, writing down your progress, and we'll let you talk about that here a little bit later, because that diary is genius how you put it together. And so you're a health coach now. You're a motivational speaker. You're an author. Everyone, author, I want to ask you, what really got you interested in this? What was your driving force? What got you to where, okay, I've taken all this stuff off, I've changed my life, I've taken control of everything. What was the driving force that got you to go out to everybody else and help everybody else with changing their life?
Well, I was in my late 40s, and I realized that I could not do this any longer if I kept up the way I used to look. And I'm going to take a minute, Jimmy, and we're going to zoom in on this picture. If I continued to look, will this work? Does that work? Can you see it? It's pretty blurry. Anyway, that was me at almost 300 pounds. And I realized not only did I not have a very exciting life, I was, it's difficult to show that picture because I remember how I used to feel. But I had terrible asthma. I was pre-diabetic. I was embarrassed. I was in a position of not really knowing what to do. And everything in me said, do the surgery, take the drugs, go on another diet. And I realized that wasn't the best way for me. I'd done a lot of the dieting my whole life, and I was tired of it. So I realized I needed to make a change, and I decided I'd been learning a little bit of different tricks, and I started kind of changing my lifestyle. I started exercise. I changed the stress in my life, started to make healthier choices. I was in a situation with my marriage. I needed to change, and I actually got a divorce. I allowed myself to make some changes that seemed a little difficult at the time, but they were important. Through doing all that, started to release weight, and I like the word release versus lose. Many, many, many times, many of us have lost something. We've lost our keys, and we want to find them again. Well, I didn't want to lose any of that 135 pounds ever again, so I chose to release it, and that word has been very important to me. because I think once we release something, we let it go, and it's gone for good.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that lose it, and they go back and they find it pretty quickly. Usually they find it and they find some friends to bring along with it.
So sad and true.
I lost 130 and I found 170. Lucky me.
That's exactly right. That's
So
how it works.
What was the big thing? What was the big thing with your mindset? What really changed with your mindset there? Because I know that was a big piece of it for you.
Huge. I think it was, first of all, the realization. I lost a little bit of weight, and I kept it off for several years. And I realized if I could do that, and for the first time in my life, here I said the word lost, I released it, and I could go on and do more. So I would walk by a window. I want to say this because a lot of people can relate to this. I'd walk by a window or a mirror. I'd see this huge body looking back at me, and I knew there was this little girl inside of that body. I didn't know what she looked like because I'd never really seen her, but I knew she was in there, and I knew she could get out. And I used the affirmation, I am radiantly healthy, I am radiantly wealthy, and I am radiantly happy. And those words to me were very important. I do coin the phrase radiantly healthy. I also realized through all of this that if I just made healthier choices each day, and that's all mindset, it's what's up here that counts. Making healthier choices, choosing to walk instead of sit at home and watch television, choosing to drink more water, choosing to have a salad instead of French fries. A little bit of that every day makes a huge difference. Even one healthier choice each day can make a significant difference in a lifetime.
Yeah, and that can be the big difference for somebody. Sitting there looking at what the options are for that day. You sit down, you look at the menu or what have you, and it's, do I want to be good or do I want to be bad? And you've got the little devil and the angel on your shoulders, and the devil's poking and going, yes, go for this one, go for this choice. It's the good one, it's the good one. And angel's kind of tapping on the shoulder. No. You made a decision. You want to try and get healthier. Go for the salad.
That's a good point. So, except when we do choose to make the choice that might not be the healthiest choice, we should never feel guilt. We should always just enjoy that. I travel a great deal, and that's probably where my biggest challenges come when I'm somewhere and I'm going to have the opportunity to eat foods I don't normally get to eat. And I decide I'm going to eat it, and if I taste it and it tastes as good as I want it to taste or think it will, I go on and enjoy it.
Yeah,
but if it's disappointing, I do not finish it.
Yeah,
that's
so
for sure.
You plan out your cheat meals and enjoy them.
That's exactly right.
Which is the best way to do it, because then you really do enjoy it. You can plan it out. I'm going to go out, I'm going to have an extra large pizza. All the toppings
No, I'm
on
not
it.
going to have an extra large
I'm
pizza.
talking about me. And you go out, you enjoy it, you love it, and you don't pack on the pounds because you're not stressed off. You're not all stressed out about it, and your body uses it, and you just go on with life. And then you get back on the healthy track after that.
Okay, Clint, you can keep the extra large
sorry,
pizza. That's not going to work for me.
Okay, everybody else out there, have the small pizza. I can
Well, have
work out
what
the
you
extra
want,
large.
But anyway, at 54, I realized that if I didn't make, that's what I am now. But I realized a few years ago, if I didn't make these changes, I would never see a healthy 60 or 65. My father had died at 57 of a heart attack. And I just knew if I kept up at almost 300 pounds, I would never make it much past this.
And now that you're doing this, I know you're going out and trying to help other people get healthier and actually become radiantly healthy. We'll throw that in there because that's hers, radiantly healthy. And so I know you're passionate about this, and you're finding it's basically kind of recalling at this point. So do you have any, are there any really good success stories that you've had so far that you've started into this?
Yes, I have many, but my most exciting one is about a beautiful young lady named Liz. She's 21 years old. Liz has battled obesity most of her life, and she actually got my little diary back in June and started using it, and we talked on the phone occasionally. And she released, as of right now, she's released over 30 pounds. She has about another 30 to go. But her summer was so much different than it would have been, considering she started in June. She actually was able to be outside quite a bit. She started to meditate, and that's one of my mindset concepts that many people use, but it's one I think is very important. Giving yourself that quiet 5 or 10, 20, 30 minutes a day just to be and be still. Started to do that. She started to exercise and be able to exercise more. And Liz actually started to love herself in a way that I don't think she had done in a long time. So she makes healthier choices. She's back at finishing college, and I know she'll release the rest of her weight in a very rapid amount of time in a safe way. And she's on a different path for the rest of her life. And it's exciting for me to know I had a huge part of that with her.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear, because it's always nice whenever you can give back and help people make changes, because it's you actually, I'm sure you feel even better about her success than you do about your own.
Absolutely.
To some degree, because now she's essentially a completely different person at this point. like you were saying, she loves herself now, which that's a big thing for a lot of people. They really have to learn how to love themselves, which is a tough thing to do. With everything that's going on now, it's easy to go into a lot of self-deprivation and not love yourself. But yeah, that is a great story, and your story, like I said, that's why I wanted her on here, because she is the blueprint for how to go about making big changes in your life and sticking to them and releasing the weight, so you don't lose it and lose it and go find it again.
I don't want it back.
I love that. I'm going to start using that. Can I use that?
Of course, it's not original.
Can I use the lose it and find it thing? That's good. I love that.
John Asseroff taught me that.
Yeah,
when I was saying lose, he said, no more, you're going to release.
No more lose it. Just release it. Get rid of it. Throw it away. Throw it away like the trash. Okay. Since we do have a little bit of time, tell me about how did you come up with the Skinny Diary?
Okay.
I
love to talk about it. It's my first book. It's not my last, but it's my first. I had used 5 or 6 different sources. I did a lot of reading. I had hired a health coach. I had worked with different people, and I realized that life is a team sport. We cannot do life alone and not really enjoy it and have a healthy, radiant life. But I had used sources from different places, different books I had read. I actually used Jack Canfield's gratitude journal. I used a place where I logged my weight every day. I was logging my food in a place. I was keeping track of the water I drank, all of that. And I realized that was not necessarily the best way to go about it, by having 5 different books or places. I was journaling. So what I did is came up in January, started putting this together and sent out to a group of friends just a little prototype of a daily diary. And this, you're not going to be able to see it, but I'll just tell you a little bit about it. It has a place to record gratitude as well as affirmations, intentions. My intentions generally are something like, I will drink 8 glasses of water today. I will exercise today. I'll take a longer walk than I did yesterday. A donation of the day. That's one, and that's where I think it's very important that each of us give something back to someone else every day. It could be a compliment. It could be a monetary donation, but that's not really what I inspire it to be. I encourage it to be something more special, something personal. If I give my book to someone, that might be a donation of the day for me. Taking time to meditate. I think that's very important. Just a few quiet minutes each day. Exercise, where you log your exercise. But I put this together in January, sent it out to some friends, just a prototype. And in February, I'd gotten to go to Egypt in January. When I returned, I started pulling this together. And by the end of February, I actually had a printed book. I actually paid my printer to print the Skinny Diary on the cover. Then I realized that most of the people using my book would not want that on the outside of a book, especially if I pulled it out at a restaurant.
Yeah.
So I chose to not have it. It's just a very feminine little book. I have a lot of men that use it, but when I first set it together, I thought it was going to be more for women.
Hey, we have a question from the chat right quick.
All right.
Okay. From the chat room, I want to know how to eat well on the road without all the fast food.
Awesome. I just wrote an article about that was submitted to several different magazines, trade magazines. One of the easiest ways, I don't eat fast food anymore, and it's funny, once you quit doing that, you don't miss them at all, and you don't want them. You don't feel good after you eat them, but you don't realize that when you're in the middle of it, that's part of it. So I think it's very important to take foods with us. I carry my bottled water, at least 1 or 2 bottles every place I go. I travel a great deal, as I said, so I always have almonds, raw almonds, and nuts in my bag. I also have granola bars just in case, especially if I'm going to be at a seminar or a place where I won't get a meal. But I definitely do not recommend fast foods. Even the salads in a fast food restaurant are generally not healthy.
Okay, well, there you go, chat room. Pack it and take it with you. That's basically the message there. Or when you get there, go to the grocery store, pack up with the grocery store, and then pack your lunch, take it with you. It's the easiest way. So it's a lot cheaper that way, too. Well, before we get out of here, how does everybody get a hold of you?
Well, my company is The Skinny on the Skinny, just like it sounds, www.theskinnyontheskinny.com. They can call me at call me at 214-526-7770, or email me at adele@theskinnyontheskinny.com. I'm doing a workshop next month on visualization, and if you're interested in that, just send me an email or call and we can talk about it.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a speaker, get her, come out, have her do her presentation. It's great. I've seen bits and pieces of it. And also, you have to, this is a must. Everybody out there, get one of these, okay? This may save your life one day.
Thank you, Clint.
So